Hi everyone, Happy New Year. It's week 3 of 2019 and this is my first musing for the year. I want to start by wishing you all a very joyous and abundant 2019. I hope you have all started the year well and have spent some time setting your intentions. I've had a very quiet and slow start to the year, and it's been a wonderful way to move into a new year, new cycle. I feel like it's one of the best New Years that I've had in recent memories. I was able to really slow down and allowing myself to not do anything, and in letting myself rest, I opened up to this space where I was able to reconnect with myself. I feel like it's more than allowing ideas to come in or inspiration to flow through. They do come, but I feel like that physical manifestation is not necessarily the goal. I feel a stronger sense of clarity, and yet at the same time I still don't have the pieces of the puzzle. I have an awareness of the direction that I'm moving in, and again how it's going to eventually unfold. I am, I guess, still whether it's still being played out, whether it's still being put together. It's definitely in a flux of creation, I guess. So when you allow yourself that time for silence, for stillness, you're merely sinking deeper into that awareness of yourself. You're sinking deeper into connection with yourself, and it's almost like a realignment of all parts of yourself on all different levels, and you can simply bask in that harmony, that sense of harmony that comes from bringing everything to the one point. And sometimes it is actually nothing more that you need to do. A lot of the times we feel like we need to take action for things to happen. And action, physical action, is a part of what we must do to manifest. But the truth is we overthink that. It's not a case of not doing anything, and I feel like we're not in any danger of ever not doing anything. It's really a call for us to do less, think less, and be within ourselves more, so that when we take action, it's more deliberate, it's more considered, it's more aligned. And so when you take that step forward, it's covering more ground than if you were just frantically moving for the sake of moving, and you start chasing your tail almost, and you get into a spin, versus taking very considered steps forward. And considered, again, not in the intellectual sense but from a heart sense. So may we all allow ourselves the time and space to check in with ourselves more often this year as we move forward. We will have we've had our first eclipse already, and that was a very friendly one, which I was going to run a healing program with that, and my heart told me that I needed to rest, so I did. But we do have a full moon eclipse in Leo on Monday, and this one's not going to be as friendly, and that doesn't mean that it's malicious, because I don't believe there is such a thing, but it just means that it's going to give you a bit of tough love if you've been slacking off a little bit. And you'll know if you have been slacking off a little bit. I don't think that we're in a position where we're going to be shocked by that. But of course, tough love means that it is whatever we might be dealt is going to help us move closer to what it is that we ourselves want and need in any case. And so there is no loser, I guess, in this situation. We're not being punished in any way. We're simply being poked. It's a tap on the shoulder, maybe it's a shove, to say, hey, you say this is what you want, let's get moving. And Leo is very much about the self. It's about pride. It's about us taking pride in who we are. And it's not about having pride in things that makes you feel warm and fuzzy about yourself. It's like, oh, I just helped that old lady cross the road. I'm so proud of myself. I'm amazing. It's actually an unconditional pride, or unconditional pride with unconditional love. It's a sense that I'm proud of myself no matter what I do. And that isn't, of course, about condoning inconsiderate behaviour or unkindness. It's about us giving ourselves some slack and allowing ourselves the space to make mistakes and being proud of those mistakes, because those mistakes make us or help us grow. And that's what this energy moving through is very much about. It's moving you towards complete acceptance of who you are, that every part of you is of value, and what you have to offer is of value. And it's time that you acknowledge that. It's time that you embrace that and be proud of that. Often I find it interesting that when you watch, I don't watch a lot of television, but I love watching cooking shows, and these chefs that cook for you on the shows aren't shy to say, gosh, this is delicious, I've done a great job making this. Look, you and I have no idea whether they did or not. They're tasting the food with this big smile on their face, but for all we know, the cameras stop rolling and they spit it out. And, that sense of pride is often seen to be arrogant. It's a very fine line, or can be a fine line. But the truth is that it's not necessary that it has to be one or the other, or that it has to be so. I think that for those who are prone to take the more humble route, are often not at risk of taking on that arrogance. And even if you did, what's wrong with a bit of arrogance? What's wrong with a bit of acknowledging that you're amazing at something? Kids do it all the time, and it's endearing. So I guess it's been a convoluted musing, but I guess what I want to invite you to do as we move into a new year is to explore the idea of being more, holding yourself in more, in a higher light. How can you hold yourself with higher light? How can you promote yourself a little bit more? It doesn't have to be, standing on a soapbox and saying, hey, everyone, look at me, this is what I can do. It's in small moments as well as big moments. So that's my musing for this week. And we have a full moon meditation on Monday evening, Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you're unable to join me, it will be recorded and you'll receive a recording of it. So I wish that you travel well through this eclipse, and let me know if I can be of any support to you. I'll talk to you soon.